Hello, it's Silje, and it's been a while, but now I'm back. It's been a busy month for me, and I haven't been reading as much as I would like to do. And when I'm not reading books, something strange happens. It's like I want to read, I want to do something bookish. So it's like something in my mind is telling me that, Silje, if you can't read any books, you need to buy them. And so I've been doing that. I've been buying books. And I have also started to buy presents for Christmas. So, and as a reader, I like to buy books for my friends and family. So I have been spending a lot of time in bookstores. And I find it to be so difficult to go into bookstores and not be tempted to buy anything for myself. So I've been buying one book, one present, and a book for me. Another present, another book for me. So I have acquired a lot of books, and I don't think I will show you everything, because I would like this video to be kind of short and sweet. I guess it won't be either, but that's my goal here, to make a short and sweet video. The first book I will talk about, I bought because after reading Åste Seierstad's Two Sisters, I was kind of obsessed with Syria, and because of all the things that are happening in Aleppo now, I think this is an important book. And it's The Morning They Came For Us by Janine Di Giovanni, Dispatches from Syria. In this book, Janine Di Giovanni is giving the ordinary people in Syria a voice, and she's telling their stories from all sides of this conflict. And yeah, I think it would be a very heart-wrenching book. So yeah, I'm not sure if I will be able to read this before New Year, but it's quite high on my TBR. And the next book I have been talking about on several occasions here, and I read it last month in Norwegian, and now I have bought it in English as well, because you can't have too many editions of books you really enjoy, can you? And that's You Will Not Have My Hate by Antoine Léry. I started reading this again last weekend, and I didn't get very far in before I started to cry, because it's so painful, and it's also so impactful and powerful. But the most important thing is that it's so hopeful. Yes, I think this is a must read. The next book is Jacqueline Woodson, Another Brooklyn. She is well known for her memoir called Brown Girl Dreaming, and this is her latest novel. And this is my first Woodson novel. And it's a book about growing up, about sisterhood and friendship in Brooklyn in the 1970s. It's written in vignettes, and I really enjoy that writing style. So hopefully this will be a book that I enjoy. You know, when you get so intrigued by a short story and you really want to read it, you buy the complete collection, right? I do. And this is the complete stories by Flannery O'Connor, and Stripped Cover Lit did a review of A Good Man Is Hard to Find, and it piqued my interest. And I'm glad I bought the whole collection, because I have heard only good things about Flannery O'Connor's writing, and I can't wait to dive into her short stories. So yes, and it's floppy. The next book is a book I will be starting this weekend, and it's Sadie Smith, Swing Time. And this will be my 4th Sadie Smith book, and I really like her as an author. I pre-ordered this in July, and it was released last month, and it took forever before I received it, but now I finally have it. And I have heard Sadie Smith read from it twice now, and I'm just so excited. As I said, this will be my 4th book. I have read White Teeth and On Beauty and really loved those. And then this summer I read NW, and sadly I didn't care for it at all. And that might just be me. What I like about Sadie Smith and her writing is the way she's using the language and the sociolects and the dialects to really form a character and to give them their special culture identity. And yeah, the reason why I'm reading this or starting this weekend is because Valentina at Lectitio in Spain and Monica is doing a buddy read, and I want to read it with them and discuss it with them. So yeah, this will happen tomorrow, and I think it will be awesome. The next is a long poem called Let Them Eat Chaos by Care Tempest, and this was actually gifted to me by a very good friend of mine. This is, as I said, a long poem, and it's written to be read out loud, so I'm doing that. I'm reading it out loud for myself, and when I'm reading it I find that it floats very well, and it has I like the rhythm of it, and it's like somewhere it's like a dialogue between different voices, and I just can see it in my head when I'm reading it, how it will sound on stage, for example. And it's like it has its own pulse. And I also like that she's starting out very wide with the universe, and then she's narrowing it down to the earth, and then zooms in to London and one street and 7 neighbors that are living in the street, or on that street. I'm not very far in, but so far it's great. The next book is Rainer Marie Rilke, Letters to a Young Poet, and Rilke was a well-known poet. He lived from the he lived from 1875 to 1926, and this book was released in 1929 after his death. And it's it contains letters from Rilke to a young military student who sent him some of his own poetry, and it's considered to be one of Rilke's greater works. So I hope this is a good place to start. The next is like a mystery novel. No, the book isn't a mystery. I have searched and tried to find out if this book has been translated to English, but I can't seem to find it anywhere, and I can't find anything about the author. And it's a Hungarian novel, short novel, and it's about dictatorship and how it is to live under full control. And the author is Istvan Malgot, and the book is called Zigeunermåne. It can be translated to Gypsy Moon or something like that. And it tells about 3 women in 1956, seen through the eyes of the lonely gypsy woman Mimo, and she's looking back to 1956. And 1956 was a very important year in Hungary. the Hungarian people were trying to free themselves from the Soviet Union's occupation. And I think between 2,500 and 5,000 Hungarian people were killed in this revolution, and 500,000 fled the country. So it tells about this period of time in the Hungarian history. Yeah, and I started reading this book in the bookstore, and it's written in a very special way, I think. It's not a poem, but it has many of the poem's qualities. It's very poetic, and the first few pages are very gritty and dirty and raw almost. And so I think I will really like this, and I like the style. As I said, I like books written in vignettes, and this is almost like vignettes, I think. No, I'm really excited about this book, and yeah, I think this will be a very good read. The next is another classic. It's Ivan Turgenev's Faust, and this is an epistolary novel. It's about a man. He's meeting his sweetheart from when he was young, and she is married, but he finds out that she has never read a book, and he convinces her that he and her should read Faust together. And she is a very vulnerable woman, and it tells how Goethe's Faust is impacting her life. So I haven't read Goethe yet, and I'm not sure if I need to read that to fully understand and enjoy this piece. So if you know, please let me know. And the last book I will mention today is the book. I know I said it several times already that I'm excited about the books, and of course I'm excited, I have bought them. But this book came in a book box, so I didn't know what kind of book it was. It was a completely surprise. And it just ticked all the boxes for me. And this one I will read before the end of the year. And this book is The Tenant by Rouleau Toupour, or something like that. He is French. The book takes place in Paris, and is described as an existential horror like Kafka's novels. It chronicles a harrowing and fascinating descent into madness. It's about guilt and sexual possession and paranoia, and this is a book for me. This book was also made into a movie in 1976 by Roman Polanski. And okay, David Lynch is my favorite director of all times, but Roman Polanski is up there. I love his work, and so I can't wait to read this book and to watch the movie. And yeah, so this book, I think this is the book I'm most excited about, for sure. And it was a completely surprise, and I was just so happy when I found out. So yeah, The Tenant by Rouleau Toupour. So that was my haul for this month. Hopefully I will start reading more books instead of buying them. And yeah, let me know if you have read any of these books, and please tell me what you think about them, and if you want to read some of them or anything. And yeah, see you later. Ha det!